梓敬議員。
Thank you, Madam President. At this historical juncture, let's take a moment here to ponder a fundamental question. Why must we step forward today to fortify our city with this national security law? Is it just a task handed to us because of our constitutional duty? Or is it our calling, our mission that speaks to the heart of what truly defines Hong Kong? In 2019, influenced by foreign entities, rioters took it to the streets. They caused damage. They vandalized railways. They blocked major roads. And they even stormed this ferry chamber in order to force the government to meet the demands. When the average citizens who disagreed with the rioters' demands stood up against them, those citizens were beaten up. They were burned alive. Then they were even stoned to death. People of Hong Kong lived in fear for almost 2 years. Now, as lawmakers, can we allow the fabric of our society to remain at risk from such turmoil? The answer is no. We cannot. And indeed, we will not let that happen again. Let's not forget, national security laws are not something that's unique to Hong Kong. They are a global standard and a crucial element of any society that holds dear its peace and its people's safety. Because if people don't feel safe speaking their mind, how can we truly lay claim to the freedom soul we cherish? And without the assurance of safety, how can the virtue of democracy even begin to thrive? Madam President, that is why I find it so hypocritical when Western politicians like Chris Patton and David Cameron criticize our legislation while turning a blind eye to similar, more severe laws in our own country, like the National Security Act that was enacted just last July. And its ally, the United States, even has more than 20 pieces of legislation that are related to national security. So why is it okay for the US and the UK to have their own security laws, but it's not okay for China and Hong Kong to have ours? Why is it that only Western countries deserve to keep the country safe, but not other nations? And to those who criticize the pace of this legislation, I say, look, in the aftermath of 9/11 in 2001, the United States enacted the Patriot Act, a law that granted unprecedented powers to law enforcement agencies within only 3 days. 3 days. And yet during that time, why didn't we see Time Magazine, Bloomberg, nor The Economist write about the legislative process being hasty? And why didn't we see Stephen Roach having any problem with the fact that the Congress passed the legislation with virtually no debate? Isn't that an obvious double standard? Madam President, as we stand on the brink of enacting the Safeguarding National Security Ordinance today, let us embrace this milestone with conviction. This law is set to complete Hong Kong's national security framework, shield our beloved city, and enable us to pour our heart and soul into what we cherish the most, our economy, the happiness of our people, and the unshakable stability that will be the envy of the world. For isn't it the dream of every person here today to witness a Hong Kong that stands resilient and filled with hope? Isn't it the dream of every person in this chamber here today that we can shape the future of our city with our own hands, drawing strength from our collective resolve? And isn't it the dream of every person here today that we stand in this historical moment knowing that protecting our city's safety and wealth is more than our responsibility, but it's our burning desire? Madam President, now is the time, Hong Kong, to decide our fate, to unite as one, and to declare boldly to the world that we are prepared for what's next, and that next starts right here and right now. With our unity and this new law, we will advance with courage. We will leap forward with determination. We will turn every obstacle into stepping stone. We will make Hong Kong reach new heights. We will build a proud legacy for generations to come. Thank you, and may God bless our beautiful nation.